Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the role of spices, herbs and condiments in our daily life. It is really hard to imagine what cooking would be like without the unique flavors provided by the herbs and the spices. For centuries, they have been an integral part of many of the world's great cuisines. At one time, only kings and other wealthy people could afford the delicacy of using a spice. Today, all supermarkets and most small grocery stores have well-stocked spices in the shelves, offering a wonderful selection of herbs and spices. They have been used since ancient times. They were mentioned in the ancient Hindu scriptures called the Vedas, ancient Egyptians, and Old Testament. Although it was not until the Roman conquest that Western countries discovered their culinary possibilities, spices have always been believed to have healing and magical qualities. They have been used to cast out spells, as incense in religious rites, and also to add on aroma to the perfumes. The word spice comes from the Latin word meaning a commodity of value and distinction. During their long and fascinating history, spices have often been more valuable than gold or precious stones, and the trade of spices has been an extraordinarily influential factor in history. It seems the burning sensation is the pain of the nerve endings on the tongue. This releases endomorphins, the body's natural painkillers, giving rise to pleasurable and even euphoric sensations. The flowers, leaves, roots, bark, seeds and bulbs are used in endless combinations to produce an infinite variety of flavors like sweet, hot, sour, spicy, aromatic, mild, fragrant or pungent taste. It is best to obtain spices in the whole seed form and to grind them just prior to use. The Indian spices offered significant health benefits and contribute towards an individual's health life. They also add to the flavor and nutrients to dishes without any fat or calories in the diet. Now let us see the definition of a spice. It is a dried seed, fruit, a root, bark or a vegetative substance used in nutritionally insignificant quantities as a food additive for the purpose of flavoring and sometimes as a preservative by killing or preventing the growth of any harmful bacteria. Many of these substances are also used for other purposes such as medicine, religious rituals, cosmetics, perfumery, or eating as vegetables. For example, turmeric is also used as a preservative. Licorice is a medicine, garlic as a vegetable, and so on and so forth. In some cases, they are referred to by different terms. There are almost about 35 spices which can be broadly classified into 6 groups based on the part of the plant from which they are obtained. The first one is rhizome and root spice. Under this we have ginger, garlic, turmeric. The second is seed spices. Examples are cumin, fenugreek, celery, nutmeg, so on and so forth. Then we have bark spices like cinnamon. The fourth one is fruit spices like black pepper, tamarind, cardamom. Then we have leaf spices which include curry leaves and bay leaves. And finally, we have flower spices like cloves, saffron, asafoetida. Now let us see what are the main uses of spices. The first important use is they enhance the flavor of the dish. Dishes would be insipid and bland if the spices were not added because they give a good flavor and also stimulate the appetite. The second use is they improve the appearance. Some spices like turmeric, saffron, they give or add color to the food that we eat and also make the food or the dish more attractive and appetizing. The next function is they improve the palatability. Some spices like pepper, coriander seeds, most of them enhance the taste of the food. Spices can also be used as a preservative so that the food can be stored for a long period of time. Some of the examples are like mustard, asafoetida, turmeric, and most of the spices are also used in pickling, which is one of the forms of preserving foods. And the final use is they are used for medicinal purposes, especially turmeric, which has an antiseptic property, and they give a remedy for various health problems. Saumph helps in digestion, so it is mostly consumed after you eat a meal. India is known as the home of spices all over the world. There are about 70 different kinds of spices grown in the world. Many of these are grown in India. Many countries depend on India for their supply of spices. Let us just briefly discuss now about a couple of the spices which are used in our Indian cooking. The first one is asafoetida. Now it is a resin which is taken from the family parsley, and it is a distinctive and pungent spice. It is most commonly found in the powdered form, and when food is cooked, it has a truffle-like flavor and roasted garlic aroma. It is used mainly for digestive properties, especially in cooking of beans and lentils, and also as an anti-flatulence property. The next one is bay leaves. These are fragrant leaves with pointed ends and are used in their dried forms. They are used in many rice and curry preparations. We have cardamom. The common name is elaichi, which is a seed of a tropical fruit in the ginger family. And the fruits and seeds leave pleasant aroma with sweet pungent taste behind when it is chewed. Cardamom has a sweet lemony eucalyptus flavor. It is the world's second most expensive spice. It is also available in powder, dry pods or loose seeds. Green cardamoms are most common, but we also get black and cream varieties. It is one of the Indians' favorite spice used in curries, savories and sweet dishes like ice cream and custards. It is often combined with almonds and saffron, and it can be used to flavor even tea and also as a great health benefit in black coffee. It is also used in Ayurvedic medicine to remove fat and as a cure for urinary and skin complaints. We have the next spice, that is lal mirch, that is cayenne pepper, is a spice which is made from the seeds of the plants of the capsicum family, and they are bright red in color. It includes both the ground seeds as well as the dried ones. It should not be used as hot as chili powder, but it is pretty hot and should therefore be used with care. We also have chilies, which is the hottest flavor on the earth, and as a general rule, dark green chilies tends to be hotter than the red chilies. We also have it available in chili powder. Then we have cilantro, which is hara dhania. This fresh herb is a fragrant mix of parsley and citrus, and they are usually added towards the end of cooking to preserve the fresh aroma. It is also used as a garnishing agent. We have cinnamon. The common name is dalchini, which is a dried bark of various laurel trees, and it has a sweet tasting spice. The smell of cinnamon is pleasant, which stimulates the senses yet calms the nerves. We have cloves, which are small, dried, reddish brown flower buds. They also have a strong and sweet aroma and a hot, pungent taste. They have been used in India for thousands of years, not only in cooking, but to sweeten the breath and to relieve the pain of toothache. They also contain a mild anesthetic. Whole cloves are frequently used to flavor meat, curries and soups. We have coriander seeds, that is dhania, which is again member of parsley family. We have cumin, which is jeera, which belongs also to the same family, and the seeds are oval with ridges, greenish beige in color. They can be ground to a powder, and it is usually dried, fried before it is used. It is used to flavor the rice, stuffed vegetables, and various other curries. We have curry leaves. They can be used as fresh or dried form. They are sometimes fried in oil and the food that is cooked in it, and then it is discarded. They are mainly used as aromatic and flavoring agent. We have also fenugreek, that is kasturi methi, which is short upright plant with oval leaves. They are also available in ground form, and it is used as a flavor too, especially in meat dishes. We also have garlic, which is closely related to onion. It has a very powerful pungent or a hot flavor, and it has a very strong odor. Ginger, which is a fresh root, and this is hard and woody, yellow and fibrous. It is easiest to cook with it once it is peeled and grated. We have onion seeds. The common name is kalonji. They are small, irregular in shape and black in color. And this spice can be used fresh or dry, roasted in curries and added to vegetables, pickles and in curd. Then peppercorns, which is a black spice, which is also pungent to taste. Saffron, which is orange in color and used in many sweet dishes like puddings and also in rice varieties. Turmeric, which is coming from the root Curcuma longa, which is a leafy plant related to ginger. It is an essential spice in Indian food, giving a rich, appetizing color. Hence, it is used in various curries, not only to give the color, but also as an antibiotic. Now, let us see how to store these spices for a long period of time. Now, this depends on both the type of spice and the conditions under which they are stored. As we know, spices are seasonings. They do not actually spoil, but over a period of time, they will lose their potency and not give flavor to the food that you eat. So as a general rule, whole spices will stay fresh for about 4 years, ground spices for about 2 to 3 years, and dried herbs for 1 to 3 years. Now I will explain some tips how to maximize the shelf life of spices. You can store the spices in a cool, dark cupboard away from direct heat or sunlight. Keep tightly closed when not in use. The second way is they can be bought in bulk with better, which will retain their flavor and potency if stored in containers with tight fitting lids. If you want to test whether the spice or a herb is still potent enough to be effective, rub it or crush a small amount in your hand, then taste and smell it. If the aroma is weak and the flavor is not obvious, the herb or spice should be replaced. Now let us see what are the different herbs. Before we go on to the classification, let us understand what is a herb. Herb is a plant that is valued for qualities such as medicinal properties, flavor, scent, or the like. They are flavoring agents due to the essential oils present and are used for enriching or altering the flavor or odor of foods. Different herbs have different uses. Also, different parts of the plants are used. It can be the leaves, the seeds, fruits, buds, barks, or roots. Herbs are classified in many ways. They can be classified into 3 main types. One is based on the usage, then based on the active constituents, and the third is the period of life. Let us see now, according to the usage, how they are classified. They are classified as medicinal herbs, which have the curative powers and are used in making medicines because of their healing properties. Then we have culinary herbs, which are probably the mostly used ones because of their strong flavors like mint, parsley, and basil. We have the third variety, that is aromatic herbs, which have some common uses because of their pleasant smelling flowers or foliage. The oils from the aromatic herbs can be used to produce perfumes and various scents. for example, mint, rosemary, etc. Then finally, we have ornamental herbs, which are used for decoration because they have a bright color and foliage like lavender and chives. The second classification is based on the active constituent present in it. So based on this, they are classified as aromatic, which mainly contains volatile oils. Then we have astringents, which contain tannins. Then we have bitter, which contain phenolic compounds like saponins and alkaloids. Nutritive, which are mostly present in foodstuffs. And mucilaginous, which contain polysaccharides. The third classification is based on the period of life, which are classified as annuals, biennials and perennials. Annual blooms one season and then die. Biennials live for 2 seasons, blooming the second season only. Once established, perennials live over winter and bloom each season. Now let us see the uses of herbs. The first use is they increase the palatability of the dish because of the flavor and colors which make the dish more palatable. They enhance the flavor, so those who wish to retain flavor while reducing their intake of salt find herbs indispensable in their cooking. They also improve the appearance of the food, help in digestion, and they're relatively cheap and so that each and everyone can afford it. They also have many nutritional benefits. Everyone benefits nutritionally when a herb is used as a part of a recipe. For example, parsley is the third most nutritious vegetable, which is rich in vitamin A and chlorophyll, which contributes to healthy red blood cells. All fresh herbs are a healthy addition to the main courses like soups, salads and side dishes. We can preserve the fresh herbs either by air drying, microwave drying, freezing or conventional oven. Now let us see what is a condiment. It is prepared edible substance or mixture, often preserved or fermented, that is added in variable quantities, most often at the table to make the food more suitable to the diner's taste. Some condiments are dry, such as a mixture of herbs and seasonings. However, many are preserved sauces that can be put into a bottle or a jar or any other container. For convenience, some condiments are provided in single serving packets, often to take out foods. Many condiments are most likely not to be eaten on their own. Although sometimes considered as a condiment, salt is more strictly a seasoning than a condiment. The condiments are classified into 2 main types, simple and compound. The simple condiments include celery, salt, garlic, salt, onion, salt, etc. It also includes products like chili sauces, whereas compound condiments include meat sauce, mint sauce, soya sauce, tomato ketchup, so on. What are the uses of condiments? They improve the appearance, that is the appearance of the food. We eat with our eyes and choose colorful condiments can enhance the nutritional value of a routine food. Some condiments are rich in minerals, trace minerals, flavoring agents and essential oils. They can be the key to helping you stay on a low-fat diet. They are very easy and quick to prepare, especially like dark green leafy vegetables and tomatoes, which are added with condiments, replace the mayonnaise. Thus, a quick lunch with a serving or more of vegetables and little excess fat can be served easily. They add flavor, which enhances the foods, and today they are getting more and more compliments than ever. They are also affordable. People tend to use them in small amounts. Coming to the storage, unopened most of these items can be kept in their original packing in the pantry room at a low temperature for at least 1 year. Once they are opened, they should be stored in refrigerator. However, staples like olives, vegetable oils, vinegar and hot sauce can stay at room temperature. Always keep oil infused with raw garlic or fresh herbs in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. Left at room temperature, garlic and oil can develop Clostridium botulinum, which is a dangerous toxin. They can be kept in refrigerator for a relatively long time. So today we have understood spices, herbs, their classification, the different varieties, what are the uses of herbs, spices and condiments. So let us just see again or recap back what are the definitions for spices, herbs and condiments. A spice is a dried seed, fruit, root, bark or vegetative substance which is used in nutritionally insignificant quantities as a food additive for the purpose of flavoring and sometimes as a preservative by killing or preventing the growth of any harmful bacteria. A herb have a variety of uses including culinary, medicinal or in some cases even spiritual usage. Herbs are flavoring agents which are used for enriching or altering the flavor or odor of foods. Different herbs have different uses. Also, different parts of the plant are used. It might be the leaves, seeds, fruits, buds, or the barks. Herb and spices are used to improve the appearance, enhance flavor, and make the food more palatable and are also used as preservatives. A condiment is prepared edible substance or a mixture often preserved or fermented that is added in the variety quantities most often at the table to make food more suitable to the diner's taste. So this was today's class where we learnt the various herbs, condiments and spices.